Hey guys, Kano here with a quick update before you watch the video. There will be another video going up about an hour after this one, and it's just a full stream VOD that was previously recorded, I think, 2 Wednesdays ago. I'm going to start posting them to YouTube with some regularity. I don't know if they're going to take regular content slots. They might if I don't have anything to upload for the day, if I have like a day behind or something like that, but for now, they're going to be supplementary, and they'll probably come out over the weekend sometime, just whenever I have time to sit down and find them and upload them and make sure they process and whatnot. I didn't do any editing on the one that you're going to see later in the day today, but I can in the future if people think that's better. I can apply the same sort of editing I do to my regular videos to them. But considering that not every moment of interest is one that there's audio, it's a little bit tougher, so I figured I'd just upload the whole thing. It's less work for me to do right now. So anyway, let me know what you think, and as always, if you like what you're about to see, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember you can catch me Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, streaming on Twitch. Same username there as you find me here. And without further ado, Mono Green Tron. Good morning, everybody. Today we'll be playing another list of Mono Green Tron in Modern for Kano Tries Hard. Or Kano Tryharding Modern, excuse me. Now, I was going to play Mono Blue Tron, but Mono Blue Tron evidently plays Thought-Knot Seers for some horrible, horrible reason, and I don't currently have the money to spend on Thought-Knot Seers, but I am looking to play Mono Blue Tron in an upcoming episode at some point. Maybe if we win 5-0 with this, I'll have enough money to actually get Thought-Knot Seers. So for now, taking Tron 4th edition into a Modern League. Alright, round 1, here we go. Okay. Well, we do have Natural Tron into Karn Liberated, so you know what that means. We are on the draw, though, which does kind of suck. If we were on the play, this hand would be so much better. I feel like I look different today. Sorry, I keep looking at myself in the camera, and I'm like... Anyway, we will keep this hand. We'll see if a turn 3 Karn is fast enough. Okay. Oh gosh, it's Ad Nauseam again. I'd know that deck anywhere. Alright, well... We draw an Ancient Stirrings, play Expedition Map, pass the turn. Gotta hope that our opponent doesn't have the turn 3. Okay, they play a Gemstone Mine. Oh man, they definitely have it. There's no way they don't. Not with a hand casting no cantrips. Yeah, Blast Zone not going to be very useful here. Because it's going to be like 3 turns too late. Okay. Lotus Bloom ticking down. Oh, my opponent only put 1 charge counter on Penthead Prism. They tapped both lands for the same mana. That's interesting. If my opponent plays a Phyrexian Unlife, we have to use Karn to kill Phyrexian Unlife. Unless they go down to 1 card in hand, that'd be the only thing that would let us tick up Karn Liberated. So I guess we just have to hope they don't have an Angel's Grace, which I'm not sure how likely that is. Alright, opponent plays a Phyrexian Unlife. They're considering using their charge off of Penthead Prism? Okay, I was going to say, I don't think they should. So if my opponent has Pact of Negation Ad Nauseam, or just Ad Nauseam, we probably lose. We're going to get Tower. Untap. We draw Chromatic Star, play Tower. Get him, Karn. Okay. Exile Phyrexian Unlife. So even if we took a land here, my opponent would still have 6 mana to Angel's Grace Ad Nauseam off of Lotus Bloom. Which is highly unfortunate. Because there's a good chance we're still dead. Okay, they Serum Visions. I still have enough mana to win. They put 2 cards on top. That's a little scary. So, if my opponent does not combo off this turn, we are going to Karn, exile City of Brass, and then play and crack O-Stone. Alright, I think we're still on the play and crack O-Stone plan. Yeah, Taking up Karn is very tempting, but we have to attack their mana. Okay, then we will play an O-Stone. Maybe if they think we don't have another land, they won't counter. Play Forest. Crack O-Stone. This gets rid of one of their mana and a Phyrexian Unlife. So now our opponent is very far off of comboing, but they still will be able to build the mana back up and kill us. Our opponent did top 2 cards, so hopefully they're kind of stuck with that and their draw off of Serum Visions. Opponent likely has to go looking for more land. And if we can Ancient Stirrings and hit a Karn, then it's going to be game over. But I think we just got lucky. They play a City of Brass and pass. We draw. Karn Liberated. Let's see. I'm gonna take 4 mana Karn too, because 4 mana Karn shutting off their artifacts is pretty good. Play Karn. I don't think they can fight through both of those, and they're not comboing next turn unless they're using too many of their Simian Spirit Guides. That's the other problem, is like they can use a Simian Spirit Guide, but like they might be getting a card that they put on top. They did put a card on top, so they can name and just lose 1 life. Pact of Negation. Okay. Well, if they're pacting here, they have to Angel's Grace on their turn, which means that's 1 less combo piece they're holding in hand, which is fantastic. We're going to play a Blast Zone and a Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. There's no way they can combo off next turn, not with 2 cards in hand. Opponent has to Angel's Grace through Pact. Yep. Interesting, they didn't use Gemstone Mine. Alright. We untap. We draw Chromatic Sphere. So, play Karn. Wish for Liquimetal Coating. Play Liquimetal Coating. Pass the turn. On my opponent's upkeep, go ahead and put that City of Brass on mute. Opponent finds and plays a Plains. Sure. I mean, we're destroying a land every turn, and we're top decking kind of live into a another Karn. Alright. Opponent concedes. Cool. So, versus Ad Nauseam. We could Sorceress Spyglass on Lightning Storm, but they're just going to win with Labman or Thassa's Oracle. Grafdigger's Cage does nothing against them. Nature's Claim maybe might do something. It's probably better than Dismember, except this list isn't running Dismember, so now I need to rethink my plan. I'm going to drop Walking Ballista and probably a Thragtusk, I think. Tempting, but my opponent just kept a hand with 7. This is probably too slow. I'm gonna mulligan. This is a little better, but I think I can go to 5. Oh god, this is gross. We're going to 4. 3? Alright, I'll keep 3. Put back Nature's Claim, Ulamog, Karn, and Map. Let's see if Luck of the Tron can get there. Okay, opponent starts Gemstone Mine, Serum Visions. Okay, they topped 2 cards, which is probably extremely bad news for the person who mulliganed to 3. We get a Nature's Claim. We're going to play a Chromatic Star and pass the turn. Well, if my opponent plays a Pentad Prism, we might actually have to Nature's Claim the Pentad Prism to prevent them from going off on turn 3. And there's the Pentad Prism. But considering our opponent's on mono Gemstone Mines, they're actually almost out of mana. Let's see what we draw. Okay. They can combo next turn if they have Simian Spirit Guide, and the combo in hand. We have a backup of waiting 2 turns to Ancient Stirrings, and this probably only sets them back a turn. I think it's correct to try an Ancient Stirrings for a land, because if we hit a forest, we can still Nature's Claim. But if we don't, odds are our opponent just kills us. My gut instinct here is to Nature's Claim, but I think the Ancient Stirrings plan is probably better. Alright, we're going to Ancient Stirrings for a land. Hopefully it's a forest. It is a duplicate mine or a sanctum of Ugin. I guess I'll take the sanctum. Rest of the bottom. Play sanctum, play chromatic star, pass the turn. We'll see if nature's claim was correct. Alright, opponent passes. We untap. Draw O stone. So crack for green. See what we draw. Okay, another chromatic sphere is actually fantastic. We're in a nature's claim Pented Prism. If my opponent uses Pact Grace here, they would have done that last turn anyway, and we would be much further behind because we did an Ancient Stirrings. Simian Spirit Guide. This could be a value ad nauseum. It is. Alright, opponent. See what you can do. Opponent will, like, literally only has 1 mana after this. Depending on what other cards were in my opponent's hand, this is probably the correct line. They did get land, cantrip, and also spoils. So, they have a way to find everything they need, but they're going to have to take time to build up mana. Like, a lot of time. So we might actually be okay on a mulligan to 3 here. If I beat ad nauseum on a mulligan to 3, I will be pretty ecstatic. Okay, opponent plays their Dark Slick Shores. Probably Serum Visions. Yep. Well, it's a race. But if we can, like, top deck a Tron land, Ancient Stirrings into the last Tron land, we're probably golden. That's what Tron needs to do, right? It's just top deck Tron. Opponent shunted both cards to the bottom, which is really good news. Opponent also has to discard 2 cards. They discard Phyrexian Unlife and Angel's Grace. We untap and draw map. So, crack sphere for green. Sylvan Scrying. We'll get Power Plant. Play Power Plant. Play map. Pass the turn. You generally want to be casting, or you generally want to be activating map to get tower, because if you do that, you're spending 2 mana to get 3 if you're assembling Tron. So it's slightly mana positive. Opponent's going to Thoughtseize us. They can take O-Stone. Or Stirrings, actually. Stirrings is probably better from this position. It kind of just depends on whether or not they're going to play a lot of permanents. They take Stirrings, okay. They play Temple. Turns out, the secret tech against Thoughtseize is if you mulligan your entire hand away, they can't take anything. Anything important, anyway. Okay, we untap. We draw Chromatic Star. So, crack map using these 2 lands. We'll get Tower. Play Tower. Chromatic Star. Yeah, we'll crack for green. We could draw a Karn here, which would be amazing. Okay, a Power Plant. We'll just use our remaining mana to play an O-Stone, and pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Pented Prism, and uses 1 mana to Serum Visions. So they're kind of baiting the O-Stone activation a little bit here. Come on, let me draw Ulamog. I am going to activate O-Stone if I don't draw anything that exiles a land, basically, because opponent Thoughtseizes again, taking an extra damage off of City of Brass. Okay. We untap. We draw Wormcoil Engine. So play Power Plant. That's 7, 10 mana, or 1 mana off of Wormcoil plus O-Stone activation. I think we just have to blow up the world here. Putting our opponent on a clock doesn't do anything because damage does not kill them, like, until you hit them past 1, like, 9 times. I really don't want to do this, but taking my opponent off mana here is so critical because they've had so many turns to assemble the combo, and they're holding a spoil, so, like, they're holding a combo piece. Surprised they did not use the mana to spoils for what they needed, but I guess they're worried about exiling their win conditions at this point. Or they just have the combo and know they don't need to do that, which is also scary. Because my opponent has the mana to Angel's Grace, spoils their deck away, and then play Thassa's Oracle, which might be what's happening here. Oh, they're spoilsing in response to the trigger for style points, I guess. So they're going to name Abandon All Hope, which is the wrong name. You should always name Commence the Endgame. Alright. Well, we ended up losing, but that's only because we basically did not draw any of our 4 Karns or 2 Ulamogs. But hey, there was a mulligan to 3 and we still almost won, so I can't be mad about that. And we'll just run it back. They named Forest. What a lame-o. Alright, we'll play first. Um, we can do better on them all to 6. This is almost just straight better. I'm gonna keep this. I really wish these were 2 different Tron lands, but there's nothing I can really do about that. So we'll start Power Plant Star, pass the turn. We can almost just get a forest, so that we can guarantee Ancient Stirrings, because we're basically going to need to get to 4 land to play Karn, unless we top deck a Tron piece here. Okay. Opponent starts Scry land, scries a card to the bottom, we untap. Draw Nature's Claim. Crack for green, see what we draw. Okay. I'm going to Ancient Stirrings. We can take a Tron piece, or we can take a star. If I don't take a star, I can't cast anything else in my hand. The Tron piece is so tempting, though. I was really hoping to hit a forest, honestly. But I think I actually have to take the Chromatic Star here over a Tron piece, which is horrible. If my opponent plays Pentad Prism, I'm going to have to Nature's Claim it almost 100%. Okay. So opponent untaps, plays another Scry land, puts a card to the bottom, and plays a Serum Visions. Okay. So we draw Karn Liberated. Crack for green, see what we draw. Urza's Tower. Okay. In that case, Sylvan Scrying will get a mine. Play the mine. Pass the turn. That's why you always want to crack Chromatic Star like main phase instead of while you're paying the costs for something, which I think was how it was intended to be used originally, but like you definitely want to crack and get more information before you start casting spells. So my opponent taps out for an Unlife here. We are going to Karn and nuke a land. Unlife is a combo piece, but my opponent has played 0 artifact ramp this game. Also, which Karn we play kind of depends on whether or not we draw a Chromatic Star or not. If we draw a Chromatic Sphere or Star, I'm kind of tempted to play lower mana Karn, because then we can still Ancient Stirrings and try and set up for other stuff and use our mana a little bit more efficiently. If we don't, we're just going to jam big Karn, because if they have Pact of Negation, they're going to have to Angel's Grace, which I'm fine with. They played nothing. Okay, we untap, draw Nature's Claim. Get him, Karn. Opponent is going to Spoils. We're going to have to see what they reveal here. They're Spoilsing for a Pact. And they just exiled 2 Thassa's Oracles, which means they're probably not winning that way. And they exiled a Simian Spirit Guide. So, opponent might have a little bit of trouble this game. Okay. They packed Karn. Alright, pass the turn. They're going to have to Angel's Grace here. Unless they have 2 Simian Spirit Guides. At which point, they're probably not winning this game at all. Oh man! Double Simian Spirit Guide? Opponent. Can you even win the game anymore? Alright. Untap. Draw another power plant. Go Karn. We're going to play a power plant. And this time, I'm going to wish for a Trinisphere, because I'm worried my opponent has a 3rd Thassa's Oracle in their deck. And this definitely takes them off of enough mana to do it. We can get Liquid Metal Coating next turn, it's not a big deal. But like, this way, if they have an artifact answer, or if they have like Patrician Scorn, they still have to pay 3 mana for it. Patrician Scorn might only hit enchantments, it's been a while. Well, they have enough mana to cast an Ad Nauseam, but they have like 1 Simian Spirit Guide left at maximum. Alright, so let's wish. We could get a Sundering Titan hit one of their lands. Alternatively, we can get a Walking Ballista. The problem is they're at such a huge life total that probably doesn't matter. We'll just get a Liquid Metal Coating and be lame. Play Coating. Oh, whoops. I need to tap the tower for this so I can keep the rest of my mana untapped. There we go. Alright. Pass the turn. Stop on my opponent's upkeep. If we get green mana, we could probably start beating down with Trinisphere twice and then just nuke Phyrexian Unlife. Oh wait, no, that gives them 4 life. Never mind. Um, it really sucks when you're playing ad nauseum and you get a statistically improbable roll like that. Because my opponent lost 2 ad nauseums, a bunch of Angel's Graces, and I don't know what a current list looks like, so I can't tell you exactly what's left in their deck. I wish I could. But ad nauseum's a deck that's actually sort of diverged a little bit from what I understand. Because there's multiple combos, so some people run, well, everybody runs both, but some people run them in different proportions and like set up for one and then can switch into the other, etc. So, oh, I didn't nerf a land on their upkeep because I was too busy talking. Hope I don't die. It's unlikely considering we have Trinisphere, but I guess it's still possible. So when we target lands to blow up, I'm gonna hit Temple of Deceit. Opponent only has 6 minutes on the clock, and they are deep in the tank. Oh, Trinisphere actually turns Pact of Negation into a cancel that can lose the game. Oh man, that's pretty good. Because at minimum, if they have an answer to an artifact like this, they need 9 mana to combo. I guess technically they need 8 because they have an unlife on the board, but this is not good for them. So, interesting thing, because we have Trinisphere, if my opponent plays Penthead Prism, they can put 3 charge counters on it. 3 mana Sleight of Hand. You got it. I should have nerfed the land, but I don't think it really changes the breakpoint here. If they get another land, they can play it. Okay, that's fine. I guess this means I'm going to hit the City of Brass. We still do have to close out this game. And that might do it. So target City of Brass. Kill City of Brass. Play Ugin. We're going to -3 to get rid of Unlife. Yeah, I don't think my opponent can combo and win, unless they're holding another Thassa's Oracle, and they can Thassa's Oracle spoils, basically, is what it's going to come down to. But they have to get rid of Trinisphere first for that to work, because that requires spoils Angel's Grace, Thassa's Oracle, 9 mana, otherwise, which they will not get to. Opponent suspends a Lotus Bloom, which won't even do anything when it comes off suspend, because we have Karn. We untap, we get Map. So, play Map. Crack Map for a Forest. Play Forest. Ancient Stirrings. 3 card types. Emrakul costs 10 mana. We could also get another Karn. Another Karn's probably not terrible. Okay. Shoot our opponent for 3. Animate Temple of Deceit into an artifact. Blow up Temple of Deceit. New Karn. Keep the new one. And we'll pick up Sundering Titan. And pass the turn. So opponent's hand has to be, like... It had to have been, like, Disenchant, Untap, Draw the last combo piece, Angel's Grace, Spoil, Thassa's Oracle. It was, like, the only way they could win there. And opponent didn't have it, so that's Mono Green Tron taking down Ad Nauseam. Alright, I will see you all in round 2. Alright, round 2, here we go. Natural Tron, Karn liberated. Keep. We are on the draw, so it's not the super ideal nuts, but it's pretty fantastic. Okay, opponent starts Verdant Catacombs, cracks Verdant Catacombs, Blood Crypt. So this is either Jund or Grixis Death Shadow. Inquisition. They can take Ancient Stirrings, and that's it. Unfortunately, opponent knows which Tron lands we have duplicates of now. We draw Wormcoil. Start mine, pass the turn. If our opponent has Assassin's Trophy, they're going to wait. It's basically how that boils down. Okay, over round 2. Untapped. Opponent plays a Tarmogoyf. Passes. We draw Moto. Okay, Expedition Map. Play Power Plant. Play Map. So the reason we did it this way is because if my opponent untaps and plays Assassin's Trophy, they're going to want to hit Power Plant. They know we have a duplicate mine, and if they hit Power Plant, or if they hit any land for that matter on their turn, we can crack map and get the land they destroyed. Ren and 6. Okay. Pick up Verdant Catacombs. Play Verdant. They crack Verdant and get a Stomping Ground. Untapped. Alright, they get in for 2. Sure. Okay, we untap. We draw Ancient Stirrings. So, play Tower. Play Karn. If we nuke anything, they could bolt Karn to kill Karn, or they could attack Karn to kill Karn. So I'm actually going to plus Karn here. If my opponent has an Assassin's Trophy for Karn, that's fine, because we'll follow this up with an Ancient Stirrings into a Wormcoil Engine. We gotta terminate. I'm kind of interested in restarting the game if I can. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Opponent is thinking about whether or not to bolt. They should, because there's no instants in the grave. They have the bolt, and they hit Karn. They play Raging Ravine. They play Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. They're gonna discard most of what's in their hand. Well, which is a swamp. They get no tokens out of it, which is a big deal. They can attack and down-tick Ren and 6, so that way we have to plus Karn again. Opponent just can't beat Karn. Wow. Okay. It's natural Tron into Karn. Alright, so versus my opponent's deck, I'm going to bring in Veil of Summer, because it's just a decent way to deal with hand hate. I'm gonna drop I think I'm gonna drop Emrakul, and I'm gonna drop Walking Ballista. We're gonna try it like this. Alright, we cannot keep a hand with no lands. Natural Tron. It's bad if my opponent has Inquisition or Thoughtseize, which is almost 100%. But I'm still gonna keep a hand like this, on the off chance they don't. Or on the off chance we just top deck the pieces we need anyway. So opponent absolutely takes Expedition Map here. We untap. Opponent did... no, they did not mulligan. Okay. Layers is mine. Pass the turn. So if we draw a Sylvan Scrying, this is a turn 4 Tron. If we draw Urza's Power Plant, this is a turn 3 Tron. Okay. They fetch up an Overgrown Tomb. They play Ren and 6. Okay. Opponent's going to pick up Verdant Catacombs. We untap. We draw Chromatic Sphere. Play Urza's Tower. Play Chromatic Sphere. And crack for green. We have a lot of 1-mana artifacts and Ancient Stirrings. Okay. We don't get it. Pass the turn. It was better to do that than to get it Thoughtseized, so... Okay, opponent Thoughtseizes. It's almost like I knew they would do that. So, if my opponent is doing this, it means they don't have a threat other than maybe Death Shadow. They did not play the land. Why did they not play the land? Wouldn't they want to be losing more life? I question my opponent's decisions there. Okay, we're going to play Forest. Pass the turn. Okay, any land. Any land is amazing. Okay. Opponent plays Verdant Catacombs, cracks Verdant Catacombs. I guess they wanted Blackleaf Cliffs to come in untapped. Is this like Bloodbraid? Okay, if you wheel into a Death Shadow, it dies. Okay, of course they don't. It's Bolt. Okay, opponent bolts us. Bloodbraid comes swinging in. We go to 14. They pick up Verdant. We untap. We draw Sylvan Scrying. Okay. Sylvan Scrying. So we get Power Plant. Play Power Plant. Play Karn. Downtick Karn. And opponent has Forest and Swamp. So I'm going to get Sundering Titan here. Opponent almost certainly has an answer to Karn. But, like, they're not playing blue, so they're not going to have a counterspell. If they have a Thoughtseize for Sundering Titan, then we have Karn Great Creator. If we draw any Tron land, we have Ulamog, like marching Ulamogs, so we're in a pretty decent spot. Opponent will be able to alt Ren and 6 if they want, though, which is pretty bad, because Retracing Lightning Bolt sounds pretty good. Unless, of course, we Ulamog. And our opponent just gives up. Hashtag Tron. Alright, I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright. Round 3, here we go. We'll play first. This is a little slow, but we have 2 land tutors and we're on the play. I'm going to keep this. This may not be correct and this may not be enough, but I'm going to try it. Alright, so we are going to start Urza's Mine Expedition Map. Pass the turn. If we draw a Tron land, this is natural Tron. Boggles! Alright, untap. We draw a Chromatic Sphere. So play a Forest. Sylvan Scrying. The good news is we also have, what's it called? The Blast Zone. We have Blast Zone, which pretty much nullifies Totem Armor because it destroys all 1-mana permanents at the same time. So we get Power Plant. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Core Spirit Dancer. Okay, that's actually quite intimidating. Take 1, untap. We draw a tower, okay. So play Power Plant. Play Star. Crack Star for green. Draw a card. Another Karn. And I'm going to play Walking Ballista. Because unless my opponent gets Rancor or Spirit Mantle, the ability to block and sack here is going to be pretty fantastic. We can also Karn and get Ensnaring Bridge, and I don't know if my opponent has any main deck answers to that. Spider Umbra. Okay. They get to draw. Spirit Mantle, of course. Yep, you got it. Well, the good news is they're putting this all on a creature that does not have hexproof. So, oh, I should have blocked and killed the Slippery Boggle, but I did not. Okay, we untap. Draw Ancient Stirrings. Play Tower. Play Karn. Downtick. We will use its ability. We're going to get Ensnaring Bridge. Play Ensnaring Bridge. Pass the turn. So unless our opponent has main deck artifact or enchantment removal, they're going to have a tougher time. Opponent concedes. Fair enough. Okay, so in comes Nature's Claim. Anything else? Out's gonna go, I think, Walking Ballista and Emrakul. Try it like this. We do have All Is Dust, so we do have like a trump card for any board state our opponent could possibly produce, short of like enough mana tithes to counter All Is Dust. Or a Faith's Reward. If I ever All Is Dust somebody, and they Faith's Reward all of their permanents back, I didn't deserve to win. I didn't even deserve to play against them. That man is so Cosmic Brain, or woman, that person would be so Cosmic Brain, they deserve that game. We are keeping this. We have triple Ancient Stirrings and plenty of green mana. Opponent starts with a Boggle, of course they do, because it's Boggles. And they kept 7 cards, so... Power Plant, we're going to start Expedition Map. This is the slightly high roller line. If we top deck another Tron land, it's just natural Tron. Alright, opponent has a Rancor and Ethereal Armor. So we are on like a 2 or 3 turn clock, depending on what my opponent has in hand. Alright, natural Tron. Let's go get that tower. Pass the turn. It's possible I wanted to get, what's it called there? Daybreak Coronet. Ooh. I don't actually know. No, Ensnaring Bridge would still do it. Unless my opponent's last card in hand is a Nature's Claim. Okay. Play Tower. Play Karn. Downtick Karn. We will use its ability. And we're going to go get Ensnaring Bridge. Because that's the only way we stay alive. So if my opponent's last card in hand is a Nature's Claim, they got me. Okay, Horizon Canopy is a redraw. They pass. We draw Power Plant. Okay. So what do we do here? Play Forest. Ancient Stirrings. We get a Worm Coil Engine. This worm coil engine theoretically will be able to attack. They have first strike though, so it doesn't really do anything. I think we just take a star and start looking for Ugin or All is Dust. So, tap tower, play Chromatic Star. Opponent has 2 draws to hit some sort of artifact removal. Okay, crack star for green. Draw card. O Stone. We already used like all of our mana. This has trample, so that doesn't matter. What do we do here? I think we just play O Stone. Hang on. Play Ancient Stirrings. Blast Zone? Okay, I'll take Blast Zone. It's a good backup. Play O Stone. Wish. What's the best play we have here? We can take Liquid Metal Coating, take them off of 1 mana. That doesn't really do anything. We can take Sorcerous Spyglass and name Horizon Canopy if my opponent's not paying attention. That prevents them from playing and cracking another Horizon Canopy next turn, but they don't have that many activated abilities. Yeah, we'll just take Liquid Metal Coating, I guess. Play Liquid Metal Coating. Time to see what our opponent's last card in hand is. Okay, pass the turn. Okay, they play a land. They have to have it now. Get there, we get Boggles. Alright, see you guys in round 4. Alright, round 4, here we go. We'll play first. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. 2 Tron pieces. This is like potentially a turn 4 Tron. We only have Worm Coil to back it up, but I think I'm fine with this. Start mine, pass the turn. Ah, I see you are a man of no culture as well. Play tower, play star. Crack star for green. Expedition map. Ancient Stirrings. Power plant. Rest to the bottom. Pass the turn. So it comes down to whether or not their Tron, whatever they have, if we draw Karn here, we win. Okay, O Stone. O Stone does not win. Play Power Plant. Play Worm Coil Engine, which is not a great thing to be playing against a Tron opponent. And Expedition Map. Like, Thrag Tusk would have been better. Because if my opponent has Karn now, they can just exile Worm Coil Engine. Or they could exile a Tron land. Yep, they had natural Tron, and they had to work a lot less hard for it, which tells me they have a good hand. Or they kept a hand with Tron and nothing else, but that's pretty unlikely, considering that the deck is Tron and other things. Like Tron and things to cast off of Tron. So, let's see what they got. Big Papa Karn. Okay, they take Power Plant. And pass the turn. We untap. We draw Sanctum of Ugin. Go to combat. Attack Karn. Moto. Okay. Play Sanctum. Pass the turn. So it kind of depends on how many good threats they have after this. Really like the art on this Urza's Tower. Okay. Another Urza's Mine. Opponent plays an Ugin the Ineffable. That does allow them to make a chump blocker. And they play a Maze Mind Tome, which they didn't have to pay mana for, but I guess they were tapping it to draw a card. Okay, this could be Eldrazi Tron. No, it's not likely now. Eldrazi Tron doesn't usually play spheres and stars, I don't think. Alright. Opponent passes. Let's get a Power Plant. Untap. We draw another map. Yeah. Okay. Play a Power Plant. Go to combat. Attack Ugin. Okay. Opponent puts a card into their hand. We play O-Stone. Pass the turn. So now if our opponent has anything but Ulamog, O-Stone should be able to help clean it up. Opponent now has 10 mana. They plus Ugin. This could be Walking Ballista, which would not be as scary. Nope. Ulamog. Exiling 2 Tron lands. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do about that. So they got us. We assembled Tron first, but they had a better follow-up. It's basically how that boils down. So versus Tron. What do we do versus Tron? I guess Nature's Claim. It's probably better than All Is Dust, because all their threats are going to be colorless. And it's probably better than a Wormcoil Engine. Try like this. Or we'll play first. Tower Power Plant, sure. Okay. Start Power Plant. We have a million good draws right now. We could draw Mine, we could draw any chromatic item. Okay, opponent starts Chromatic Star. O-Stone, not really what I was hoping for, but I'll take it. Alright. Opponent cracks for green. Ancient Stirrings. They get a Power Plant. And they have a map. Okay. We untap. We draw Mine. And there it is. Play Karn. Down tick Karn. Get a Liquid Metal Coating. And this should be the game. There it is. Alright, we're 1-1. Now the problem is our opponent will be on the play for the final game. So this is going to come down to basically whoever is luckier. With a little bit of skill involved, of course. It's not a straight ships passing in the night matchup, but it feels like it. Yeah, no other adjustments. We'll run it back. Yeah, no, we can get better than that. It's not fantastic. Opponent also mulliganed to 6, but they're keeping 6. I'm really tempted to keep this. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. We're going to put back Walking Ballista. Okay, opponent starts Power Plant, passes. Well, if they just have Tron, then we're in trouble. Play Power Plant, play Sphere, pass the turn. Alright. Tron Land, Maze Mine Tome. I really like Maze Mine Tome and Tron. I think that's something that is worth consideration. And my opponent is obviously doing well with it because he's matched up with us and we're currently 3-0. They scry a card to the bottom. Okay, we untap. Draw Wormcoil. Crack for green. Get a Sylvan Scrying. Play Blast Zone. Sylvan Scrying. Get a Mine. I should have played a Forest. I should not have played that Blast Zone. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, opponent scries, puts a card to the bottom. Every time they scry a card to the bottom, it's good for us, because it means they haven't found what they're looking for yet. Okay, they play a map, and they pass. We draw. Ancient Stirrings. Yep, see, I should have played that Forest. I don't know what I was thinking. If we top deck a tower, and our opponent does not interrupt our Tron mana, we can still win. But it's basically got to be that. Okay. Opponent's getting their last Tron land. We will actually get to stick a Karn Great Creator. Yep, they do have Mine Tower Power Plant. Sorcerer's Spyglass, they get to name Karn. Oh, what a jerk. Oh wait, hang on. Turn off auto yields. Turn off auto yields! Okay. Cool. Put a counter on Blast Zone. Maybe this was big brain play around. Untap. We draw a Power Plant. So we can play a Forest, and then just leave up... If we play a Forest, we crack Blast Zone immediately, because we don't want our opponent to draw an additional card or get any more scries in the event that they don't have something to play off of just Tron. We could also just play Karn, actually. We can't activate his abilities, but that doesn't mean that we can't crack Blast Zone next turn. I think playing Karn is slightly better here. It means our opponent can't activate Maze Mine Tome. If they're trying to get up to 10 mana for Ulamog, they can't play and crack Expedition Map this turn. No Chromatic Star filtering. I think this is correct. I don't know, though. So, opponent has a second tower. Ugin the Ineffable. Well, Ugin does not... And a Wormcoil Engine. Wow. Alright. So we untap. We draw Ancient Stirrings. So we can Ancient Stirrings for... Or we can... Sylvan Scrying for tower, play our own Wormcoil. I think that's our best bet here. We're using all of our mana regardless of how we do this, so it doesn't really matter how we tap. Sylvan Scrying. Get tower. Play tower. Play worm coil. Pass the turn. So next turn we can do something about this, hopefully. I kind of wish I had put an O-stone in the side. Okay. Opponent makes another token. Plays their own Karn Great Creator, so now things get even more awkward. So nobody can play... They can't activate their own Karn's abilities either. Okay. They cycle a Wilt, because they don't have any green mana. They play Chromatic Star, they can't crack. They play Chromatic Sphere, they can't crack. Okay. Attack Karn, attack Karn. Well, we have to protect Karn. Okay. Untap. We draw a mind. Let me think. We can crack Blast Zone, but that gives my opponent the ability to activate their Karn and start wishing for stuff. We're going to start with an Ancient Stirrings, see what we find. I think we can just play a big Walking Ballista. Can't activate it, though. Alternatively, we get a backup Karn. Ooh, actually, backup Karn, hang on. So, if I take Karn, I can use Tower Blast Zone to blow up all 2-drops. That gets rid of Sorcerous Spyglass, Maze Mind Tome. We can wish for our own Sorcerous Spyglass. Or no, we can wish for Ensnaring Bridge. People can no longer attack. Nah, I think Ballista is just better here, actually. Okay. Play another Forest. Ancient Stirrings again. Karn Liberated, or another Worm Coil Engine. I will take Karn Liberated. Rest of the bottom, any order. We've already played a land this turn. So play Karn. And then what do we do? As soon as those leave the battlefield, my opponent gets something out of them. I think we exile Ugin. Actually, we could exile a Tron piece. And then they're a lot less scary. Yeah, we exile a Tron piece here. Then our opponent has to think about what they're attacking. No attacks. Pass the turn. Let's see what they top deck. We're kind of avoiding dealing with the spirits as much as possible. So when my opponent inevitably attacks with everything, we're going to block the worms. Opponent can kill Karn by attacking, but... Okay, so they guarantee kill Karn here. And they throw one at... This one's the lifelink one. Block there. Blocking any of the tokens here is a little dangerous. If we block these two, we can keep Karn liberated and tick him up. Opponent probably isn't going to keep stuff in their hand for very long, though. But then they can start activating their artifacts. We need to keep Karn Great Creator alive. We are going to block a token just to reduce the number of attackers. Okay. Opponent gets a card out of exile. Another Chromatic Star that they didn't need to pay mana for. Okay. And they pass. We untap. We draw another Karn Liberated, which is fantastic. Players is mine. Play Karn Liberated. Exile Great Creator. Okay. We can crack Blast Zone. Or I think we just play a big Ballista, actually. Block everything. They don't have a Great Creator anymore, so we can down-tick Ballista. Okay. Opponent is slowly drawing extra cards. Porter. No, that's Mom playing with the cat. She's throwing the ball for the cat. Hey! No barking. Okay. See how our opponent attacks. They attack Karn. They attack Karn. Porter. Shush. And they attack Karn. Okay. So, block here. Block here. And we'll ping this one twice. This does give our opponent an extra card, which is a little scary. Because if they end up getting the last Tron land in something like Ulamog, we're probably just toast. Porter!
No growling.
Okay, they cycle another Wilt. They do find their last Urza land. They play a Chromatic Sphere. And then they pass. Porter. Okay. Alright. Ancient Stirrings. Let's find some information before we do anything else. Because we just get like an Ulamog. Maybe an Emrakul might be enough to end the game. Yeah, we'll do that. Their last Tron land. This costs 9 mana. We have enough to activate Blast Zone, tick up Karn, and play Emrakul. So we're going to do that. Crack Blast Zone, destroy all 2-drops. Tick up Karn. Yeah, tick up Karn. They exile in Urza's tower. Nothing to animate. I guess we just wish. We could play an absolutely massive Ballista, which might be safer. It might be safer than playing Emrakul, actually. We want to take out a land if we can. And we don't really have a way to do that. Okay. We'll take Liquid Metal Coating. I think Coating... This now costs 8. That doesn't make a difference. I think Coating might be safer, but we're going to play Emrakul. Didn't come here to not play an Eldrazi. I mean, come on. Okay. This does actually give us another blocker. So... And if my opponent is holding an Ulamog, we can cast it. I should have attacked there, actually. Sorry. Okay. They're holding an Ancient Stirrings. They can only plus Ugin. We can play Ugin the Spirit Dragon and -7 it. It doesn't exile anything and then it kills itself. That's probably our best play. They have a Sylvan Scrying under that token. So, -7 Ugin. Can't do anything with the Ancient Stirrings. Wish we could. Alright. This has Death Touch. So, go to combat. Attack us for 2. And we'll block. We need to reduce the number of attackers. So, okay. Opponent has an Ancient Stirrings and a Sylvan Scrying in hand. And we have nothing we can downtick their Ugin on, so it's not going to happen. Let's see what they top deck. Okay, they make a Spirit. If they attack Karn Liberated, I'm willing to let it go through, but because they're attacking here, we're going to block like this. They play their own Karn Great Creator. They can use it to wish, but that doesn't really do anything. Unless, of course, they have some other... they could have another Sorcerous Spyglass, which would do something. They could also play an Ensnaring Bridge. If I knew I could lock up the board state, I think I might just... Okay, they play a Worm Coil. Okay. We untap. We draw a Chromatic Star. So... Play Star. Oh, we can't activate it. We might have to exile Worm Coil here. I think we have to exile Worm Coil here. We can animate our own Chromatic Star as an additional blocker if we wanted. Oh, we can attack a Planeswalker. What am I thinking? It's not like they have any flying blockers. Then we can still... We can also kill Karn Great Creator and then draw an additional card, but if we kill Ugin the... Nah, we gotta kill Karn Great Creator. This is probably the most interesting game that we've played with this. Alright. And we're gonna go for the high roll. Sack for green. Draw a card. It's another forest. Play forest, play Liquid Metal Coating. We do lose Karn Great Creator here, which gives my opponent 1,000,000 mana and ways to crack stuff, but... We're going to take out their last Tron land in the process. We still have an active Karn Liberated, even if they do kill Great Creator. And we're still top decking live and do a ton of stuff. Well, my opponent has a bunch of green mana in hand. They did play their land for turn. So they're going to kill Great Creator. Sure. They can now crack all of their stars. We untap. We draw a map. Play map. We've used Blast Zone. Probably just gets a redundant Tron piece. Or Sanctum. Get a Sanctum. Tick up Karn. Opponent might have forgotten about the fact that their stars can activate. Okay, they did not. Okay, go to combat. Kill Ugin. So, we're going to keep the Sanctum of Ugin in hand in case they do end up playing a Karn Liberated somehow. Unfortunately, by not taking out Urza's Mine here, if my opponent has... or Urza's Power Plant, if they have the third mine... Yeah, if they have the third mine, which they probably do, considering the number of redraws my opponent will... Oh, they have a Sylvan Scrying. Of course they have the third mine here. I guess we'll see what happens. We're kind of past the point of my calculation a little bit. They will be able to assemble Tron this turn if they want. It kind of just depends on what they draw off of their spheres and whether or not it impacts the board enough. Okay, opponent's main phase. They crack for green. Ancient Stirrings. Probably. Nope, they crack for green. I would have thought they wanted the Sylvan Scrying, but I guess they can check and see if they can draw it naturally first. So opponent can Sylvan Scrying, get up to 8 mana. You can also attack Karn down to 4. Okay, Tron assembled. Karn liberated. So they can exile Emrakul or they can exile Karn. They exile Karn, so that we can't attack their mana base. They attack us for 4. Sure. Okay, well we can attack Karn, but we need another answer to their Tron lands. And that works. Play Karn Great Creator. Turn that into an artifact. Kill it. Go to combat. And kill Karn. Opponent has one more mine in their deck, and if we survive another turn, we can blow up their power plant, and then they're 2... Well, we can no longer blow up their power plant, but say attack Karn, that's fair. Karn goes to 2. We untap. Draw Chromatic Star. So play Sanctum of Ugin, play Chromatic Star. Draw a card. Play Chromatic Sphere. Draw a card. Alright. View sideboard. Make sure that we don't have anything we could wish for to just end the game. Sundering Titan doesn't do it. All This Dust doesn't do it. Neither does anything else, it doesn't look like. So, target a power plant. Tick up. Leave Emrakul back to block. That's not something you hear often. Leave Emrakul back to block. Okay. Opponent attacks Karn. Well, we are blocking 1, and we are hoping that whichever one we block is something terrible for our opponent. It's another power plant, and a star they can't activate. Okay, we untap. Draw another Karn Great Creator. So, kill that. Players is mine. Do we play a new Karn? Yeah, we do, actually. Play a new Karn. They'll have more loyalty, and we can wish for a creature we can start attacking with, like a massive Walking Ballista. And this lets us get Ulamog. I don't know why I didn't think of this last turn. But, well, last turn we would have lost our Karn doing this. So sack Sanctum, get Ulamog, play Walking Ballista. No attacks. Pass the turn. They gotta do something this turn, or they're toast. Attacks Karn, we're gonna let it go through. I don't want my opponent to draw whatever's under that. Karn being at 1 doesn't make a difference. They play Sanctum. Opponent says GG. That was an incredibly long and hard-fought Tron battle. I would not have anticipated a match going that long, especially after how our first three were, but that was fantastic. All right, I'll see you guys in round 5. All right, round 5. Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. I'm gonna mulligan that one too. Perfect. We'll keep. Put back Worm Coil and Ancient Stirrings. Okay. Might have been correct to put back Chromatic Star because we have more. Another Tron player. Well then. We will also start Power Plant, Expedition Map. Pass the turn. This, once again, will come down to who has the better follow-up to Tron. There's his tower. Walking Ballista on 1. Okay. Players is mine. Pass the turn. Eldrazi Tron. Alright. Different game. Different game, everybody. Okay, opponent plays a Thought-Knot Seer. Alright, they can pick Karn Great Creator or Karn Liberated. They take Karn Liberated. Okay, opponent attacks for 1, we'll take 1. So we're probably wishing for an Ensnaring Bridge here. That should do the trick, at least in the short term. I don't know what my opponent could possibly be doing right now. But they are waiting. Alright, we'll pass to their end step. Get a tower. Untap. We draw a Worm Coil. Play tower. Play Karn. Wish. We will use his ability. And we will get a Ensnaring Bridge. Play Ensnaring Bridge. Pass the turn. Okay, gotta hope our opponent does not have an answer for Ensnaring Bridge. They can attack Karn down to 2, at which point we can start protecting him with a Worm Coil engine. They have a Blast Zone. They can't put enough counters on Blast Zone to kill Ensnaring Bridge this turn, but they will be able to pretty shortly. Okay? So, alright, they play Matter Reshaper. They're not worried about activating Blast Zone at this time. So we play Worm Coil, play Chromatic Star, play a Forest, Animate Star, and pass. Next turn we'll wish for Liquid Metal Coating and then keep our opponent off lands, I think. Starting with Blast Zone. So if my opponent attacks with Walking Ballista, we can trade off the star and draw another card. They play Map that they cannot activate. I don't know why my opponent is not on pumping Blast Zone. Okay, well we get there. Alright, so versus Eldrazi Tron, having the Worm Coil might be important, but I also like having one in the side to wish for. Nature's Claim is definitely better than an All Is Dust, for fairly obvious reasons, excuse me. And we're going to drop Emrakul for another Nature's Claim. Simply because I don't think there's anything our opponent can really let us do with their mana. Alright, we have turn 3 Tron, and we have Nature's Claim if that doesn't exactly work. Opponent does mulligan to 6, which is good news for us. Okay, opponent starts Eldrazi Temple. Start Power Plant, Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. This is turn 3 Karn, turn 4 Ulamog, unless my opponent has Thought-Knot Seer. Alright, Power Plant. It is not a Thought-Knot without a Simian Spirit Guide. They have a Maze Mind Tome. They pass. We draw Expedition Map. So play Tower. Crack for green. Draw a card. Another Tower. Okay, we have Power Plant Tower, so we need Mine. Okay, opponent scries. Alright. Pass the turn. They concede. Our opponent just conceded. Do you know what that means? That means we trophied. Alright. 11 treasure chests. Let's go. 150 play points and 5 qualifier points. Let's go ahead and start opening our treasure chests. I could sell them for about 30 bucks, and that would be as much as I need for the blue Tron pieces I'm missing. However, opening these is a lot more fun. So we're going to open these. We got a Mad Rush Cyclops, a Doubling Cube, and a Forest. You know what? I bet you this would go great in that Dice Factory deck, where we're untapping artifacts and just doing absurd things. Okay. 45 play points. So we're about par for the course right now. Boneyard Mycodrax. I have no idea what that is or what it's worth. Nothing. Okay. Treasure chest number 3, Shivan Dragon, a promo island, and 10 play points. Okay, we're about 10 play points down right now. Mountain Death's Presence, 10 play points. Okay, we're about 30 play points, three tickets worth of value down from where we should be. 45 play points. We're about 10 play points down from where we should be. From expected value, I should say. Persecute. It's not worth anything, I don't think. Cool Mountain, though. And 10 play points. Okay, back to about 30 play points, 3 tickets down from where we should be. A Corsair Captain. Ooh, a full art promo Rada Heir of Keld. Oh, Heart of Keld, excuse me. Let's see if we can find which one this is, and if it's worth anything. It's not worth anything. And a Corsair Captain, which I also don't think is worth anything. Nope. Alright, so we're about 5 tickets down. Covenant of Mines. Calculating Lich. Hey, what's up, Bone Daddy? How's it going? Glad to see you. That might be worth something. Let's see. Calculating Lich. Game Night 2019. Alright, nope, not worth anything, unfortunately. But glad to see you turned up, Bone Daddy, even when I'm recording. Alright. And 3 more to go. Treasure chest. Arkham Dagson. Don't think he's worth anything. From original Cold Snap, he was just reprinted. Nope. We're only about $8 less than we should be. This one is a par for the course, so we're still about where we were. And final treasure chest of the day. 10 play points, a Sun Crusher, and 5 promo planes with the dog on it. Isn't that sweet? Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We finally trophied on a Modern League. I'm not such a terrible Magic player, but you could argue that maybe I am because I was playing Tron. Tron, once again, fantastic deck. We actually had some really good games, especially versus the opposing Tron player. That was fantastically fun. I hope it was fun to watch and kind of suspenseful. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can squeak this one out, but we did. So, anyway, if you guys like this content, please leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. You can catch me streaming live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Twitch, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Same username on Twitch as you can find me here on YouTube. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Yes, Porter. Yes. Good to see you. Good to see you, happy boy. Glad to see you're no longer growling. All right, see you guys later. Bye!